What started this journey initially was I had some consistent blood results that had elevated liver enzymes. Initially, we thought it was just a one time occurrence because I had been drinking. At one point, I was out partying, but then it was a consistent thing with my doctor. And my doctor said, "Hey, I think you really need to go see now a liver specialist because this is recurring." I started visiting Dr. Verkowski to figure out what's going on with the elevated liver enzymes. That led to a whole checkup with the colonoscopy, more blood work, an MRI of my liver. And through those studies, the colonoscopy discovered 7 polyps, which I wasn't happy about because now I got to go for colonoscopies every 3 years. And then the elevated liver enzymes, he diagnosed it as non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. And he suggested that I lose weight. And I told him, well, that's not an issue, but there's a certain point where I always peak out. And so I need help. And so that's when he referred me to your services. And then I contacted you at that point. I felt really nervous or shocked or scared because with my current position, I have to maintain a medical certificate as a pilot. And so now I would have to report the non-alcoholic fatty liver to the FAA. I'm worried about going on another special issuance. Could I lose my medical? And this is really how I earn my living, is being a pilot. So I was really scared, like, okay, we got to figure this out. Especially when you look at what I fly jets and I fly them single pilot. So I'm the only pilot on there. And so that means that if something happens to me in the air, what's going to happen to the passengers? So it's really important for me to be on my peak health at all times, just so that I can continue to make my living, but also fly safe as well. I mean, all I did to lose weight was just like cardio. I thought that was the best way to lose weight. I was walking every day for at least an hour. When I was younger and trying to lose weight, I thought, oh, if you run, then maybe you eat a little bit better, make a little better decisions, you lose a lot more weight. So initially you lose some weight, but then you always peak. And I always had that peak of 220 pounds. I started to experience a lot of knee pain at the same time. So I thought, maybe it's my shoes. Then I got better shoes, but then it still kept going. And then I was like, okay, maybe I'm really just tearing my body up because I'm older now. The pain still kept occurring within my knees and all that. So eventually you stop walking as much. The biggest revelation is like, when I thought I was making good decisions, I was still making bad decisions. If I could just step back and talk about the MRT and the data first, because that was very eye-opening as well too, because that made me realize just how much I was hurting myself. Because when you look at like caffeine and milk, I was having a big cup of coffee every day with half and half and sugar and stuff like that. I'm killing myself here just by drinking coffee. You realize I'm a Mexican descent, right? Like you can tell me I can't have tacos anymore. Like, that's my buddy. No, I love how you try to soften the blow. It's like, if you eliminate it, hopefully there's a chance you'll get better and then you can reintroduce it. So one of the first things I did is I went cold turkey on caffeine, and the results were phenomenal. I mean, just the fact that my knees weren't hurting.
Yeah.
And then I could go back on walks and stuff and it's still not hurting. We were onto something when we eliminated the gluten at first. And then we just went deeper into it. It's just amazing. Yeah. Once you see it, then you just got to commit. Oh my God, what a difference. I go back to like knees not hurting, not feeling as swollen or hands as swollen or anything like that. Obviously more energy. My clothes are looser. All of that is just like so like motivating. It changes your life. So yeah, I did have a follow-up with the liver doctor and I got new blood work and I had an ultrasound of the liver done. My previous blood work used to show not only elevated liver enzymes, but elevated white blood cell counts. I think it even had something like Sjogren's syndrome. All of that's gone. Everything's normal. Everything's back in the green. I could not believe all those changes dietary-wise helped my blood work so much. I hope my story helps to inspire so many others in that they can realize even at this age, it can be done.